In this video, we'll give you a general overview of how to use the Options dialog to set general settings throughout the GIS Editor application. To get to the Options dialog, just hit the main menu and choose the Options button. Then you'll see the dialog, which is constructed with different categories on the left and the user interface on the right. Let's get started with General. Within the General category, you can set the color scheme of the GIS Editor, how you would like your mouse coordinates to be displayed down here in the bottom left corner, the language, and also the increments for the auto recovery to automatically save. The next section is updates. The GIS Editor updates the GIS Editor can automatically check for updates if this checkbox is checked, and then it can either ask you whether you want to install them or automatically download them if a new update is available. The next section is Update Channel, which is pretty nice because we have two different types of updates available for the GIS Editor users. We have production level updates, that have been thoroughly tested and will be put out on a less frequent basis. And we have a developer update channel, which allows you to get the latest and greatest fixes, enhancements, etc., but haven't been tested fully. So if you want to have the cutting edge features that are just right out new, brand new, you would want to be in the developer channel. But if you want something more tested and put through a lot more regression testing, I would choose the production channel. Finally, the offline update is used in certain situations where an internet connection is not available. The next section is the Quick Access Toolbar. This allows you to set different icons up here on the top of the GIS Editor that can be used from any tab or anywhere in the application. So this can be handy if you do lots of different tasks all the time and you don't want to be switching back and forth between tabs. Next is the Content category. The Content category allows you to do different settings within the content. So for example, if you want to zoom to the extent of a new layer when it's added, you want to limit the number of features drawn. So if you work with very large data sets, you can choose this and only display the first, say, 12,000 features, so it will render much quicker. Enable caching. You can allow the style wizard to be displayed when you're adding a new layer. When adding layers, manually prompt if you want them to be added to the data repository. So this is where you can set all of these different types of settings of how the GIS Editor will react for certain different operations. Next, you can control the tile size. So the GIS Editor uses tiles to give that good user experience. So by default, we set the tile size to 256. But in some situations, if you're on extremely large displays or you have other requirements, you can change your tile size to be bigger or smaller. We also cache the tiles whenever possible to speed up the user experience. And if you need to clear out your cache, you just click this button as well. Next, we have the Edit category. This is just controlling to whether when you're creating new data or editing data, you prompt up the attribute window. Next, we have the settings for controlling measurements, so you can set your default units for both distance and area, and also control whether your measurements show up on the layer list or not. The error reporting just displays whether you want to show a dialog for an unexpected error. This helps us get to the bottom of bugs and understand what is causing errors. And then finally, we have a default styles section. So for example, if you add a new layer to your map, you may not always want to have to go and set a style through the style wizard or manually. So with this one, you could always say every point style would get rendered with this type of style here. We also have a checkbox that allows you to choose random colors, so if you add multiple layers, they're not all the same way. And you can do that for both point, line, and area features. I hope this video has been informative and gives you a good overview of how you can use the Options dialog to enhance your GIS Editor experience. Thank you.